Hey everyone, George here. So if your business is bringing in decent revenue, but you feel like you're always behind, how are you going to make payroll, materials that come up, and all these random surprises and taxes? You're not bad at business, and you're not behind, and you're definitely not alone. Your business is acting like a cash-eating monster. And today I'll show you why more sales won't fix it, and the simple shift that actually will. So let's get started. Hey everyone, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. We talk accounting for contractors here. And as a part of my CFO series, today we're going to talk about your profitable looking business, looks profitable on paper, and why you're always running out of cash. Because construction is definitely one of the easiest industries to get trapped in. You land a big job, cash comes in, you feel like we're good. Then something breaks, payroll hits, materials spike, and a client delays payment, and you're right back to panic mode. So if that feels familiar, this episode's for you. So your business at first, like anybody else, at first feels very exciting. You built something out of nothing, real customers, real jobs, and a real legit business. But then it turns into something that constantly needs to be fed. Deposits come in and they disappear. Your bank account is always empty. Debt starts stacking up and you're working harder than ever. And now somehow it feels like the business owns you, not the other way around. So really the best way to think about it is that this business has turned into a cash-eating monster. And if you're a contractor, you know what that monster eats. Labor, subs, fuel, tool replacements, insurance, equipment repair, workers' comp, payroll taxes, and of course, the surprise change order that you won't get paid for until like 3 weeks later. And next thing you know, you're not even building wealth anymore. You're just feeding the beast. So here's the thing. Money problems happen for two big reasons. Number one, sales slow down, and this one's obvious. If you're running check to check and sales dip, you're immediately in trouble. But more importantly than that, here's the scary one. Sales speed up, and more revenue can actually create bigger money problems. Because as income climbs, expenses follow it right up the ladder. And this is especially true in construction. Because when you get more work, you do what a good contractor does, which is hire a crew, lease more equipment, take on bigger jobs, buy more material up front, add a project manager, increase overhead, and you tell yourself, this is the new normal, we're growing. But then your client delays payment, you hit a slow month, you have one job go sideways, and now you're stuck with overhead that doesn't care if you had a light month. So the monster gets bigger and harder to feed. So let me describe what I see contractors doing all the time. I call it bank balance accounting. You look at your bank account, if there's money there, you feel good. If there's not money there, you panic. And the day-to-day decisions start looking like this. When the balance looks good, let's pay everything off. Let's buy that tool we've been needing. Let's catch up on bills. Let's hire someone. Let's take that bigger job. When the balance looks bad, they panic. They think we need to sell something now. Take on that job even though it's low margin. Let's put it on the credit card. Let's delay taxes. Let's delay paying ourselves. Let's push off that supplier another week. And that, my friends, is bank balance accounting. So let me tell you something about bank balance accounting. It does not create stability. It's a system that creates stress. And I've seen it destroy businesses that were doing really well in revenue and were looking very profitable on paper. And in this type of world, there's something called the survival trap. It's when a contractor in crisis mode is trying to get to vision mode. But the decisions you make when you're desperate often take you in the wrong direction. So for contractors, the survival trap looks like taking on a client because, cash is cash. Doing work outside your specialty because, we can figure it out. Underbidding just to win jobs. Saying yes to a schedule that destroys your crew. Taking on a job that pays late because, it's a big number. And adding new services you're not set up for just to create, quick cash. And here's the part most contractors don't realize. The survival trap may buy you some time, but it makes you less efficient, which makes you less profitable, which actually creates a bigger future problem. So yeah, you might survive, but you don't build a business you enjoy. So here's where I put my CPA hat on. So traditional accounting teaches you this formula. Sales minus expenses equal profit. Sounds logical, but here's what happens in real life for contractors. You sell the job, you pay the bills, you pay the crew, you pay the suppliers, the insurance, the truck, you pay the software, all the random stuff, and then you look up and go, where's my profit? It got eaten up because the profits are treated like leftovers. And in construction, there are no leftovers. Profit isn't what happens at year end. Profit has to happen every single time money comes in. So remember this, profit is not an event. Profit is a habit. So that's a paradigm shift you have to have. Contractors think once we finally grow enough, we'll start keeping our money. But what actually happens is once we grow enough, our expenses grow enough to catch up with it. So So the only fix to this, you stop waiting for profit to appear and start building profit into the system. And there's a whole world that goes into this. But I've seen construction businesses get it right and ones that unfortunately fail. So if any of this applies to you, if any of this resonates, my calendar link is down in the show notes. Feel free to book a time, we can speak, and hope to see you in the next one.